Hello and welcome back to Lorcana Villain. My name is Baker and today we're going to be taking a look at my tournament run for the recent online event, The Pack Return of the Mim, hosted by Tia on the Lorcana Play network. I put out a poll asking people if they were even interested in seeing my run for this. I did it for the previous tournament where I was playing Amber, Ruby, Mufasa. And that went down very well. But yeah, because I played Ruby Amethyst, I wasn't sure if people would be interested, but people were, and majority just do want to see the majority of my games. So I have taken the time to go through all of them. I dropped after playing round 6. Normally I would have carried on playing for the extra content, but I was 3-3 by that point. I had barely slept the couple of days that preceded, and I needed to go to bed and reset. So I still played 6 rounds. I went 3-3. So yeah, as I was looking through the games, to be honest, I think there is quite a good variation. My first game is against Emerald, Ruby, Evasives. Then I'm against Emerald, Amber, Greenfasa. Then I'm up against Amber, Ruby, Mufasa. Then I'm up against Bucky, and then I've got 2 Ruby Amethyst mirror matches, the first of which is against the person that won the entire tournament. So it is a good variation. So there's timestamps as usual for you to find the games that are most interesting to you. There's in the top right hand corner, you'll also be able to see game 1, game 2, and sometimes game 3, so that you can flick through and find the bits that you're most interested in. But yeah, it's all hypercut. There should be no dead space, which takes a long time to do, but I feel like it makes it more fluid. But yeah, please hit the like button for me. This is going to be a longer video. It takes a lot of prep goes into this. So please if you're enjoying them, keep showing me, and I'll keep doing them for future online tournaments that I play. Because this is going to be long, similar to how I did for my Mufasa run in the previous tournament, I'm not going to be breaking down every one of my decisions. I'm mostly going to be casting it. There will be points where I will pause and I will talk about significant moments, but I'm mostly going to be casting. This is going to be probably an hour 10, hour 15 as it is. So yeah, but as always, if there's a specific moment that you think, why did you do that, and I don't explain it, then leave a comment with a timestamp so I can zoom to it, and I will of course answer that. So before we look at our games, let's look at my deck. I've got to talk about it a little bit. I don't want to spend too long on it because the focus here is the games. But I ran Ruby Amethyst Control. So my thought trail was I was expecting a lot of Sapphire Steel. Porp and Ping. That's been doing really well recently. I was expecting that, and because Mufasa's been doing really well recently as well, and because Evasives are doing really well, I thought that a lot of people would make the meta call of Sapphire Steel. I think Ruby Amethyst has a pretty good Sapphire Steel. I think especially if you build Ruby Amethyst to have more of the late game options, then you can do pretty well. But also there's been a massive rise in Evasives, and I've been highlighting this as it's been being shown in the top 8 deck lists regularly. And we've gotten to a point where the couple of weeks preceding this tournament, you were starting to see counts of Fidget, Peter Pan, Shadow, more regularly Sapphire and/or Steel decks were playing Jafar and Cruella. So even though Greenfasa had done really well since its inception, I honestly thought that not a lot of people would play it and Evasives in general, because people would see, okay, Evasives are suddenly doing really well, but people are already responding to it. People are clearly going to respond to it in events. So I didn't think you'd see all that many. And I even wondered if it would lower counts of Stylish Surfer minis in Ruby Amethyst players' decks. Sometimes it's not worth the cut because you normally get at least one quest out of her, even if they have an answer. And if you're playing things like Teeth and Ambitions, you can fend off the Fidget. But I was still potentially expecting lower counts. But even if I was facing Ruby Amethyst decks that were running counts of mini, I knew I was going to run Dragon's Fire, which isn't a great trade, but it is a way to deal with them. And Dragon's Fire, again, was another call because I think in the mirror, Dragon's Fire is brilliant. It's really good to be able to instantly remove the Ursulas, the Elsas on their side of the field without having to commit your Be Prepared, or them or being able to get a Tremaine hit off, which sometimes could be hard if they play extra 1-drops. So I already knew I wanted to play a lot of cards that would give me I felt would give me a favourable mirror. I also felt would give me a favourable Steel Sapphire deck matchup. So I made the decision to not run stuff for Evasives. I was running the 2 Crab and 3 Stylish Surfer mini myself. And again, Dragon's Fire admittedly isn't a great trade with mini, but it is a way of dealing with it and slowing them down. And Dragon's Fire just, I think, has a lot of use in the mirror and against Sapphire Steel anyway. But yeah, the crab was here to help my mini take out opposing ones, and it's got multiple uses anyway, but boosting your strength is always good. So I made the call to do it this way. I didn't want to run Teeth and Ambitions because I wasn't expecting a lot of aggro. You're not seeing any aggro, so I just kind of took the... I was kind of taking the... I hope I miss aggro, because I don't have a brilliant aggro matchup. I could potentially deal with it, but I'm not running the Teeth and Ambitions. That would really help in that matchup. And again, that could have been something that I ran instead of Fidget or Peter Pan Shadow. But again, I was expecting less evasives, and I didn't want to make cuts anywhere. You could even argue I could have played just the Peter Pan Shadow, but again, I didn't want to go to any more uninkables. I know I said ages ago that I like 3 rabbit, but more and more I think it needs to be 4 because it just improves your mirror, because you can push more into the opposing Be Prepared without being as punished for it and just putting extra lore on the board. So I didn't want to make any cuts anywhere. So I took the risk that not playing Fidget, not playing Peter Pan Shadow, not playing Teeth and Ambitions would not hurt me, and more times than not, my deck would run better and smoother against more of the field. This was half true. But yeah, overall, I'm still happy with the list I ran. 7 1-drops, I really enjoy. I saw my 1-drops nearly every game, as you'll see soon. I really liked having the Kuzgos for multiple reasons. They were like, again, I don't think there were many times I missed my 1-drop, but sometimes you missed your snake, so it was a way of continuing to apply pressure, and apply pressure in a way where if it's gone, you're also drawing cards. I really enjoyed the Kuzgos. I still liked the crab. I liked this whole list, to be honest. I think the 2/2/2 of Maleficent, Ursula, and Elsa was really good for me. It meant that I've got a good count of the late game options if I'm against Sapphire decks that are funneling my inkwell. It meant I had a good mirror if it went long, and again, you can bounce these cards anyway. Yeah, I was really happy with all these counts. The 2 Dragon's Fires felt really good. I don't think I saw them loads, but I don't remember a time where I saw it and was annoyed to draw it. And whenever I did have it, I was very glad to have it. So I enjoyed the list overall. In like benefit of hindsight, I would have benefited a bit from... Probably Peter Pan Shadow is probably what would have done the most work for me. But again, then that's raising my uninkable count. And to be fair, every game where Fidget would have been good, I think every game where I thought Fidget would have been good to have here, they were running Teeth and Ambition, so there's no guarantee it would have stuck. So I don't know how much my run would have changed if I'd have run the more answers to evasive. But this is the deck I ran. I was very happy with it overall. Does struggle into evasives, as you're going to see demonstrated very soon. But yeah, this is what I ran. It'll be linked down below. But anyway, let's get into some games. Okay, so this entire video, ignore the hour 38. There's a dead space at the end because I rendered it like a fool. This is about an hour and 3 minutes. So this video is going to be long. So let's crack straight on and try not to stop too much. We went first for our first game. We just got rid of the goat. I'm happy with the rest of this hand. We've got a nice curve going on. Missed our 1-drop. I just said I think I saw my 1-drops all day, and there you go. They ink a Hans, throw down a Flynn, so we know we're up against Emerald. There's my 1-drop, but we ink it because we've got a Kuzco in our hand. Makes much more sense to put that down. We're looking at a turn 3 either mini or just casting friends on the other side, or paying for friends. They quest and ink another Flynn. I do decide to put down the Madam Mim snake after questing Kuzco. We ink him and we pass over to them. They ink another Flynn Rider. Down goes their Stylish Surfer mini. So I'm hoping to see a crab soon at this point. We take out the Flynn Rider, take some pressure off of the board, and we ink the Merlin. I could have inked something else to put down the... Yeah, I go for the card draw. I do find the Merlin Crab, which is nice to hit. They ink up, put down a Tinkerbell. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is just full-on evasives. So immediately I was like, oh, I'm going to get punished for not running evasive stuff. We sing friends on the other side with Rabbit. We throw down our mini so that we can deal with one of their evasives next turn with the crab in our hand. Quest up with Snake and pass over to them. They double quest, taking them up to 8 lore. So the pressure was on already. They ink a Goofy and throw down a second Stylish Surfer mini. I don't know why they didn't ink the mini and put down the Goofy, but nonetheless, we play friends on the other side. We throw down the crab, boosting up our Stylish Surfer mini to challenge in and take out theirs. Quest up with Madam Mim Snake, ink our mini to take us up to 6 and pass over to them. They double quest, taking them up to 12. So I'm really feeling the pressure here, but I've got Be Prepared in my hand for next turn. They do LeFou so they can reset the Tinkerbell and then challenge into our Stylish Surfer mini to stop us getting that play again. And they do choose to commit a final character to the board, which was definitely their mistake. We quest up with everything, we ink Maui, and we throw down the Be Prepared. They throw me the Well Played. I don't return it because, as far as I'm concerned, you're at 12 lore and anything could happen here. They immediately throw down a Kuzco. Thankfully, in this case, we do have a Tremaine, but we quite easily could not have, and then they could have still had game. So we don't return it yet because, as far as I'm concerned, the game's not over. They throw down another Kuzco. We throw down a couple of goats to get us up to 8 lore. We quest up because I'm like, at this point I just want to race, and again I've got nothing that can even take out this Kuzco at the moment, so we just quest as hard as we can. They throw down a Hans, they quest up with Kuzco. We've got the Maui in our hand to throw down, immediately deal with the Temperamental Emperor. Pretty sure I throw down this Kuzco. Quest up with everything. Pretty sure I throw this down. Yep, there you go. Pass over to them. They throw down a Genie, who is able to bounce the Tremaine back to my hand. They're forced to challenge because I have 4 lore on the board, so they have to stop me going for game. They ink their Cheshire Cat and pass. We draw a Maleficent. We challenge into the Hans with one of our goats. This could have easily been Tremaine, but it should have been Tremaine, really. But nonetheless, we quest and quest. Pass over to them. They throw us the Well Played, and I do return it now because I'm pretty sure at this point it is over. So we are able to take game 1. Going into game 2, get rid of the Maui. Why did I throw Mini away there? I think I wanted to, I don't know. They immediately throw away Hypnotize, so I'm like, oh, good God, I didn't realize you were playing the discard stuff as well. Okay, fair enough. We're able to ink and throw down our 1-drop. They ink a Hans to throw down a Flynn Rider, pass to us. We quest up with our Olaf. We ink the Maleficent. We do our Perfect Curve, throwing down the Snake, and pass over to them. They ink a Goofy, throw down a Minnie Mouse Stylish Surfer, and we draw a Be Prepared, which I'm very glad to see because I don't have a Mini or a Crab in my hand to be able to deal with theirs. So we quest up, we throw down the Fox, we do challenge into the Flynn. I know I need to slow them down, especially because, as I just said, I do not have an answer to this Mini yet. Pass over to them, they ink Ray, quest up with Mini, and throw down Donald Duck Perfect Gentleman. We draw a goat. We sing Friends on the other side. Throw the goat into the inkwell so that I can put down the rabbit. Again, I've got to Be Prepared here, but I'm still a couple of turns off. We do find the Stylish Surfer Mini. We draw off of their Donald Duck, which gets us a Maleficent. Pass to them, they ink, throw down Kuzco, quest with Donald and Minnie, taking them to 8. Very glad to find the Dragon's Fire. We double challenge here to get this Donald off the field. I don't want them drawing extra cards. I don't want them questing any higher either. I do choose to just play Dragon's Fire on this Mini just to slow them down, because next turn they're gonna quest here, and I have Maui in my hand. So again, we're against an aggro deck. So in that respect, Dragon's Fire was absolutely the right play on that Mini. Just slow them down, because again, I still don't have a way of getting around it. We throw down Snake, bounce the rabbit back to our hand. Throw down the Fox to throw the Snake back to our hand. Ink the Mini. And because I know I'm going to Be Prepared this turn, that's why I don't overly commit to the board. They obviously don't read the Be Prepared. They throw down Genie, return that to my hand. I think at this point they just want to go for game, because they wouldn't have it without the Genie. I don't know what else is in the hand though, but unfortunately for them, I do have the Be Prepared. We ink the Maleficent and clear the board. They throw down Tinkerbell and the Enchantress. So again, they're just pushing. I do choose to just go Be Prepared here. I don't want them getting any closer, and they've only got 1 card left in their hand. Hopefully they can only play 1 card. I was hoping that they would only be able to play 1 character, and then I could Tremaine, but they don't have anything they can play, so they pass. We do all the bouncy drawing things. Ink the Kuzco, so we've got only 3 to use this turn, which we use with Friends on the other side, but we're now sitting at 9 ink. So our Maleficent Dragons are online. If we draw into them, all they can do is throw down a Cheshire Cat, so we just play a Tremaine. We've got another one in our hand. We need to start playing catch up now. Throw down the Snake. I just return the Snake to our hands. I could have returned. No, I think I just wanted to quest here. So that's why I didn't bounce the Tremaine, and I've got another one in my hand. They Genie to bounce my Fox. I'm able to follow up with a second Tremaine to remove their Genie, and I do throw them the Well Played here. Even though it's not over at this point, I don't think they're close enough that they can stop me, especially since I've got Elsa and Tremaine online. So at this point, I agree with them. It is probably over. So we do all the drawy things just to make sure that we've got all those options. I don't want them suddenly drawing something that turns it all around. I'm still a couple of turns from game, so they could. They are able to extend here. So this is it. If I wasn't able to deal with that, then that would be game. Thankfully, I do have the Elsa. I came in so clutch in this tournament. We quest up with everything because now I'm in. It's check now. I do all of that. I do consider throwing down the mini, but I don't see a point. I don't think there's anything they can do unless they're running the be prepared, and if they are running the be prepared, then I don't want to commit any more to the board. They throw out the well played, and we take match 1. Going straight on into match 2. Shout out to Just In Case, who I recognise from Twitter. It was great to play you. We throw these pieces back that we don't need. We are going first again, luckily, so that is, to be fair, 2 matches in a row where I've gone first. We ink the Maleficent, throw down our 1-drop, they ink a Stitch, and throw another Stitch, so I'm like, okay, first thing I'm thinking is probably maybe a Rock Songs variant with Steel. We're able to get our Perfect Curve, throwing back the questing with Olaf and throwing him back with the snake. They ink another Stitch and can do nothing else. They choose not to quest, which is wise. No point giving up the Stitch for nothing. We ink and we just play friends on the other side, like, because we're fine. I could have quested there. That one was a mistake, but I still didn't know their second color, so I was like, I was being extra cautious. They throw down Doc. I'm able to quest, throw down Fox to return the snake. We ink up to 4. I could have extended there, but I don't see a point. I'd rather just ink the Olaf next turn. They ink a Rapunzel, quest up with their Doc, and that lets them put down Ray. So this is when it's confirmed to me, okay, this is Greenfasa. Alrighty, this is the second match in a row where I'm already feeling like I'm being punished for not running Evasives, but hey, we got through it fine match 1. So we do a load of bouncy things. We clear the board except for the Ray. Continue with the bouncy things. Pass over to them. I'm only 2 from Be Prepared, and I might need to play it. So no point over committing. They quest up to 6, throw down Hades to return Doc to their hand and pass to us. I do just sing friends on the other side here, because I know I can always ink and play my 3 if I still want to. I do ink a Fox here. I want to get up to 8. Well, 7, but 8 as well. Continue to do the bouncy things, because at this point I'm pretty sure I'm going to be prepared this turn, because I still can't deal with this Ray. And my thought is, well, if you choose to extend a little bit here, then I get a lot of value off of be prepared, and I've got another one. They choose to not extend very wisely. They ink the Queen, but they pass over to us. We ink a snake. I quest up, and I do choose to just throw down the be prepared here again. I can't deal with this Ray. I've got another one. I have Elsa online next turn, so it's a bit of a gamble, but a calculated one. They respond with double panic, so this is when it's revealed to me they are running the Pain and Panic engine. Pass over to us. We ink away a goat and throw down the Elsa, because these things do quest for 2 each, and like next turn I know I'm going Fox to return the Elsa so I can get more use out of it and she can take out a panic. I choose to play it this way actually. I challenge in to deal with one of them, and then the player, as I just said, return that back, take out this panic. We throw down the snake to stop them being able to take him out with Beast. Throw down the Maleficent for some extra draw, and pass over to them. They got 4 cards. They immediately quest with Beast Relentless. Throw down a second Beast Relentless. So, obviously you won't be able to tell because I've cut all the dead space, but I lobbed this over for a long while, but I do opt to just be prepared. They've only got 3 cards left in their hand. I'm still holding Elsa. I've got a big ink. I've got ways to draw. So, again, I just wanted those beasts gone because they're complicated to get rid of. You can't chip them. You have to take them out in one. So they respond with another double panic. So, again, I just throw down the Elsa. I could have inked something else here to play the Go, but I still might need the crab because I know they're playing Evasives. They genie to return my Elsa, so I just throw the Elsa back down again and refreeze those. I'm able to ink the Maleficent to throw down the Fox because this panic on the left would re-ready at the start of their turn. So I choose to throw the Elsa back, get rid of that. They bibbidi-bobbidi-boo their genie and throw down Pain. Obviously, you need to throw down Pain and then panic to get the plus strength and law. So I'm unfazed by this. I'm able to throw down the Elsa once again, freeze the 2 Pains, challenge into the panic, which does take us both out, and I do just pass here. They throw down the genie, return our Elsa once again. We draw, we ink the mini, we Dragon's Fire, yeah, I'm happy to do this because these pains are only questing for 1 each, and I want to get this Ursula down. I couldn't have played Elsa anyway, but I was perfectly happy with that sequencing and letting them go to 13. They choose to extend their entire hand, which makes sense at this point. They haven't got a lot going on. They might as well just try and go for game as well as they can, and hope I don't have enough answers. We freeze up the Pain and the Tinkerbell. Throw down Merlin to boost up Ursula so that she can go into Simba and take Simba out. Now they've only got 1 Pain that they can quest with, which fine, go up to 14, but now I'm going to be able to deal with most of your board. They are able to find the Rockstar Stitch. We do throw down the Maleficent to just get rid of that straight away. I don't want them drawing 2 or less cost characters and starting to get some momentum off. We take out everything that we can, which does require a double from Ursula and Crab, but I just need to slow them down. And again, if they can't respond, then I've got the Tremaine in my hand and the Yzma if I really, really need to. We draw a Dragon's Fire, which again feels really nice to draw. We throw the Tremaine. They can get up to 18 this turn, but at this point, I'm just ahead of them. And I do just throw the Dragon's Fire as well, just in case they are playing something random that can get them the game, and we are able to take game 1 against Greenfasa. Going into game 2, get rid of these pieces that we don't need, but the rest of this hand looks pretty nice. Definitely want to keep the Maui against Greenfasa. Maui's great against Mufasa decks. They ink and aren't able to play anything. We ink our Yzma and throw down Minnie Mouse. They draw, they ink their Surfer Stitch, throw down a Pain, so there is room for the Pain Panic curve here. We ink a Yzma, quest our Minnie, and throw down our Madam Imp Snake. They ink their Simba, quest up with Pain, so they unfortunately did miss Panic and missed any drop for turn 3, so that does suck for them. We ink our Minnie, throw down Maleficent to draw a card. This is a tragic mistake. Absolute mad misplay. Guess what's going to happen? 5, 4, 3, most of you were there, 2, 1, 0. And I saw it as soon as I challenged, I saw it. And I was like, why did I do that? And in my head, I was like, I want to sing Friends on the Other Side with Maleficent next turn. So, because the smarter way to do this would have been not to challenge, to not even quested, and to have just next turn, assuming that they quest, double in, take it out in one go. But I was like, I want to sing Friends on the Other Side with Maleficent, because reasons. So I'll do it in 2 turns, and immediately a huge mistake. They ink Surfer Stitch, and down comes the Rapunzel. So at this point, if I don't record these tournament games with face cam, but if I did, the look on my face would have been a picture. We draw up, we double into Pain, get him out of here, but I've just completely fueled their hand. So I was annoyed at myself. But yeah, we ink, we throw down Stylish Surfer Mini. Again, if I can just race them, then great. They are able to throw down Ray. They bibbidi bobbidi boo the Rapunzel back to their hand. Obviously looking to get more use out of it, but with these Evasives, I don't know how much use you're going to get out of it. But it does keep Rapunzel safe, at least this turn. If they'd have just quested, then I would have just taken it out this turn. So we do a load of bouncy things. We quest our Maui at this point. I'm at 5 ink. I've got Be Prepared in my hand. I've got Tremaine in my hand. So again, and I've got Foxes. So I should be fine now if Mufasa's come down. They quest up to 7, throw down another Ray, inking their Rapunzel. We are finally able to find the Crab, so we boost up. I do choose to go into Ray. I could have gone into Tinkerbell, and because I would have survived the hits, but Ray is questing for 3, and there's another Ray here which is about to quest for 3. I just needed to slow them down that tiny bit more, so that is the decision that I went with. And I know I'm going Be Prepared next turn anyway, or at least in my head I was, because look at that board. They bibbidi bobbidi boo to get Rapunzel down. Because of that, we opt to just play Tremaine, because again, they can only go to 14, and if I can just, I'll race as much as possible before having to throw down the Be Prepared. And again, I'm at 7 ink, and I might just be able to play Maleficent, depending on how much they extend here. They ink a Simba, they do throw down the Pain, they throw down the Queen, so they have extended. At this point, I'm pretty sure I go BP here. I'm pretty sure I go PP. Sort to the other one. I think that was so that they didn't realise it was, that I didn't want them thinking I just drew it. Don't know why, but because you can always tell if, when they play the card they just drew. So in my head it was a mind game, but don't make sense. They extend as much as they can, and because they've done that and they've got nothing in their hand, and I've got the Tremaine here, I just be prepared. Just take those cards off the field, stop you getting any higher. And I know that you can only play a max of 1 character at the moment, so I can just Tremaine. I do choose to do so. I could have just thrown down Ursula here quite happily, but I didn't want them even getting to 16, to be honest. So they throw down Queen to follow that. Now I'm able to throw down Ursula, who denies some lore and lets me draw. We ink up, and at this point, I think it's... No, I'm 2 turns from game. They are able to throw down the Genie. Thankfully, I've got Maleficent online, so I'm really not concerned. Yeah, but because we drew Tremaine, we're able to do it this way. Maleficent would have also been fine. We bounce this back. We play another. Yeah, so I didn't even need the Tremaine that I just drew. Pass here, and at this point it's looking pretty good. All they're able to do is find a Queen. We quest up to 17, throw down the Ursula, and at this point I'm pretty sure it's a GG. I think they throw the well played. They certainly did in the chat. They were lovely. So there's 2 matches so far. But 2 matches immediately where I've been facing evasive, but I have not been punished for it yet. So we go into game match 3. Should I say, match 3, game 1. We don't need 2 rabbits, we don't need an Elsa, we don't need 2 Mauis. I was looking for my snake, which I am able to find. Once again, very lucky to have hit my 1 drop. They went first this round. We ink a mini so that we can throw down our other 1 drop. Olaf. I actually prefer mini. I should have done it the other way around. They ink a Queen and throw down Mother Gothel. So I'm immediately expecting Redfasa. We ink one of our foxes, quest up with Olaf, return it back with the snake, try and get our curve. I do want to make a point. I just accidentally skipped a load, but I will put it right. There is one point I want to make. Ever since Phonetic did his video on Red Yellow, which is fantastic, but I think it's only since he came out and was like, yeah, it's fine to put your Gothel down turn 2, and I swear I never see it punished by Teeth and Ambitions, which present company not included, but by and large there's still a lot of Teeth and Ambitions out there, and I think this is so hard punished by Teeth and Ambitions, but I have never seen it happen. So I stand corrected. Phonetic had it right. You could just put your Gothel out, it'll be fine. It'll still be there by the time you get to turn 4. But yeah, just wanted to make that point. But going on, safe it does remain because I'm not running Teeth and Ambitions. They ink Eudora, throw down Doc, so exactly like perfect curve in a world where you're not facing Teeth and Ambitions. But yeah, I throw down my mini. I'm just like, let's just race. Let's just get the racing on. I prioritize that over the Maleficent draw. They are able to get their absolute perfect curve off. Fair enough. I've got it off a few times already this tournament, so can't hold it against them. We quest up. I know this is going to be a tight race. I know I need cards, so we throw down the rabbit. We do find to be prepared, which is much appreciated. Pass over to them. They ink a Surfer Stitch. Quest up with all, taking them to 6, I believe. I was right. They throw down the Mufasa, so yeah, this has all gone pretty well. We take out Doc because we respect the Doc around here. There is danger to leaving a Doc on the board. We are able to respond quite well by throwing down Maui to take out Rapunzel and double quest so that we can keep up in the lore race. And as it stands, I have more lore on board than the opponent, but they deal with that by taking out our rabbit. It does let us draw. And puts 2, and Mufasa is able to survive it. Gothel takes out another one of our characters, and Tremaine comes down. I do opt to throw away my Stylish Surfer because I value my Maui here too much to be able to actually answer the board and make a play like this where I'm able to take out one character, bounce it back with a Fox, and now take out the Mufasa. And I think I have an Inkjet this turn, so and I've got to be prepared in my hand. So I was pretty happy with how that turn panned out, especially because I'm left with nothing to be able to draw and get some more resources. They do throw down a Doc, ink a Mother Gothel, and then they throw down Hades, which is fine as an extra extension because you're getting a card back to your hand, but nonetheless, this is a extension that I am more than happy to see. We ink our Wanted Llama, and one of the easiest be prepared of my life, and we pass over. They've got 4 cards, but again, I know they can respond this way. That's a good thing about the Mufasa deck. They throw down Mufasa, ink a Doc to throw down a Simba. I throw down a rabbit, draw some more cards. Sing Friends on the other side, paying for it. yeah, do consider keeping the Yzma because she's good against Mufasa, but I don't want to give them any more cards. And I'm pretty sure I can deal with their board in the next 2 turns because I have Elsa and Maui in my hand. So they are able to get off their Surfer Stitch to draw some additional cards. I do get lucky there drawing the Be Prepared, full disclosure. Trust me, that is not the case this entire tournament, so you will see me whiff. But yeah, I still liked my chances. I was able to slow them down the next turn with Elsa. I had a Maui in my hand, so I think I still could have dealt with that board. They do hit a Mufasa off of their Mufasa. Fair enough, it happens. Quest and throw down a Eudora. I do throw down the Elsa here. I do have a choice, but this is the better decision in my opinion. Pass over to them, they draw, throw down a Tremaine, which gets rid of our Elsa, and this would be a lovely Be Prepared, but even if I had it, then the Mufasa would reset themselves. I choose to just ink, and we double Dragon's Fire just to slow them down as much as we can, because I don't know what's in their hands. Again, this Mufasa is probably getting them to at least 19, as long as they hit another 2 cost off the top of the deck if I get rid of it, but they're able to just extend all the way, and unfortunately, this end, yeah, I'm pretty sure I throw the well played here and concede, and they are able to take game 1 from me. So going into game 2, we're going first. Get rid of the Tremaine and the goat. I'm happy, well, one of the goats. I'm happy with the rest of this curve. We find a Be Prepared. I do throw the crab. I'm not expecting evasives in this matchup, at least not against the, I mean, you can see goofies, but I throw it in this particular instance. We get to turn 2 without them playing anything. I do miss my snake, which hurt. They throw down Simba on their turn 2. I finally find my snake, but I do choose to just ink it and throw down Stylish Surfer Mini. The fox is too valuable, and I know I'm going to need to do a lot of drawing cards with friends on the other side. So that's why I play the turn out the way I did. They throw down Gothel, ink something, pass over to us after questing. We're able to quest with Mini, throw down the snake to take out the Simba. We ink our Mini, always classy. And I do choose to sing friends on the other side here because I need more cards in my hand. Again, it's nice to be ahead in the lore race, and it was a choice. It wasn't an easy choice, but I needed more cards, and there was no guarantee I'd be able to play it next turn without paying for it. Which I wasn't necessarily convinced I wanted to do. I wanted to... No, I think I drew the Stylish Surfer Mini off of the friends on the other side. Anyway, I just wanted to draw cards quicker. But we extend as such. We take out their Gothel. And again, I'm pretty happy with this field. They're going to have to find either their own Be Prepared or an evasive answer. They are able to find the Goofy. So, fair enough. But I know at least that's slowing them down for a couple of turns. We ink the Maui. It's our only option. Throw down the Lady Tremaine, which is obviously going to take out the Rapunzel. They don't want to give up the Goofy because they're going to need it to get rid of my minis. But I'm still happy with this position. It's going to take them 2 turns to deal with these, and I'm going to go quite ahead in lore. But I don't have a ton of cards, and they are able to follow up with Gothel into Rapunzel. So... you can't argue that they've opened well both times, but we stand in strong. We ink Olaf. We just quest up with everything. Yeah, I just pass here because I know they're going to be mostly challenging. I'm hoping they'll extend here. So why waste the Be Prepared? And yeah, why waste it? Especially because, you know, they challenge with everything anyway. So here I am able to be prepared, but at this point I was not feeling good. They have 6 cards in their hand, about to go to 7, but they hit Be Prepared off of their Mufasa. That was potentially game saving. Pass over to them. They ink a dock, throw down BLT. Thankfully, I have the Tremaine. Yeah, I consider Dragon's Fire, but you should always Tremaine when it's only 1 target. Dragon's Fire can get through the additional character being on their field. So we're able to keep in the game. They ink the Queen, throw down Mufasa and a Hades, who I'm pretty sure recycles another another Mufasa for them. Pass over to us. That Yzma was appreciated. I'm pretty sure I do. I need the cards. So, and again, I've got a nice lore advantage, so I do choose to just do the bounce there. Let them quest up to 7. They ink a BLT, throw down another Mufasa and another Mufasa. So at this point, I know I've just got to go for game. So I quest up with Yzma, I throw down the goat, and I'm able to bounce the goat back to my hand. And I'm pretty sure this was check, yeah, because I have a goat in my hand and they can't win this turn. They do choose to play to be prepared, but they do have 3 Mufasas on the field. It's interesting to see what you would have hit. So the game's over, but yeah, they hit a Hades, who gets back to something. They hit a second Hades, and a Surfer Mini. Returning a BLT to their hand and a Rapunzel to their hand with a Hades, but yeah, game's over. Game 3. Again, there's not many matches in this video which are cut down. This one, it's literally, I've just brought you in from turn 3, so I've literally saved like a minute. But yeah, just showing you, this is me ending my turn 2 on Perfect Curve. I had 1 drop. It's going into their turn 3 and they haven't played anything yet. So yeah, that's the situation. That's all you've missed, other than what's been inked, but just trying to cut time where I can. They ink their Maui, throw down the Stylish Surfer. Oh, and here we are skipping. I've made some skips here. Right, I've watched through. I understand what I was doing now. So yeah, I just wanted to make cuts where I could. So I was just showing you, this part is just showing you the beginning that I got my Perfect Curve. And that it went into their turn 3. They missed Dock, which is a bad start for them. I've then zoomed through my turn 3. I've inked, played Mini, quested with my Snake. It's currently their turn. They quest with their Mini. They ink Rapunzel and they pass. So that's them me just showing them, hey, they had a really bad turn 3 and they had a really bad turn 4. And then it's pushed forward to, I think this is going into my turn 10. And they've missed ink somewhere along the way. But yeah, going into my turn 10, we're able to double. We'd been able to just do all of our bouncy things. They just had a really bad start, and we were able to just keep drawing cards, just quest really early and deal with everything. They've gone through a Mufasa, but yeah, it took them a long time to get online. They are running the Be Prepared, which we knew from game 2 because they unfortunately hit one with Mufasa, and I am able just to extend here. I could have also played that Olaf to put a 4th character on the board because then it still would have been game even against Tremaine, but I didn't do it that way. But still, this gets me to 19. I'm able to throw down the Maleficent, and yeah, they throw me the Well Played, and I am pretty sure it's game at this point. Yeah, I do return it, pass over to them. They didn't really have, unless they had another Be Prepared, but even then I've got a huge hand. They do get a big draw off, but they don't have enough ink to be able to wipe the board, so I'm able, and I throw down Go purely out of, I think, relief that the game was over, because it was, obviously I lost game 1 and game 2 was a really dodgy start for me, but we were able to bring it out, but game 3, they just didn't get online quick enough, so unfortunate for them, but at this point, I was at 3-0, so I was feeling pretty good. Going now into match 4, going second for game 1. Get rid of these Be Prepared. We don't need 2 Snakes and we don't need Tremaine right now. Redraw. We're able to find our 1 drop. They ink Tink and throw down Captain Hook. So obviously Steel, but I'm not certain what variant they're playing. It could be with Sapphire. They ink a Hercules and throw down Bucky. Bucky is the reason that I didn't play Ruby Amethyst in the first tournament I did of these online, because I really don't think Ruby Amethyst has a very good Bucky matchup, and I managed to miss them all my previous run. But yeah, here we are. I'm undefeated so far, match 4, and we run into it. So I know immediately I've got to start being really careful, like with my ink and just with my hands. I've got to prioritize all my draw. So pass over to them, they ink a Tiny Tactician, and they're able to get a Perfect Curve. Hook keeps me in check, and Bucky and Prince John is what you want it to be. So we're able to ink, we quest our Snake, return it back with our Fox. Again, I want to keep as many cards in my hand as possible. I know I'm going to be discarding cards from this turn. They play Hypnotize straight away, so they don't have a Floodborn, but they're able to draw 2 cards because of Prince John. Obviously, Hypnotize gives you 1 in general. Pass over to us. We do throw away the Maui. Throw down the Merlin. I want to keep the Be Prepared. Maui's really good in this match, or can be, but I want the Be Prepared for this reason. And actually, Lucifer was another thing that was good about running Dragon's Fires. It gives you more actions to be able to discard to safeguard against Lucifer. Dragon's Fire's got a lot of use, in my opinion. We continue to prioritize our draw, because if I can get to 7 ink and just Be Prepared the board and have a few cards in my hand, then that's the position I really want to get to. So we prioritize draw at all costs. They're able to throw down another Bucky and follow up with a Hypnotize. So I discard again. They're able to draw 2 cards off of Prince John, ink their Hook. They play Sudden Chill. So they've made me throw away so many cards, and I've done a lot of drawing, and it's still just not been enough. We take out that Lucifer with our Rabbit because he's questing for 2. We don't really want that. Throw back the Fox to throw in Yzma to bounce one of my Rabbits to draw me 3 cards. And able to sing Friends on the Other Side with Merlin Rabbit. Quest up, because I know they can challenge into me with Hook, but I want to take that threat off the board so I can challenge more, so I can quest more freely. But they're able to throw down Beast, and because they've got two Buckies, I have to discard 2 cards. Absolutely lethal, man. And then they follow up with a Sudden Chill. So there's like, I've drawn so much, and it's just not enough. They do take out the Fox. We draw into Elsa, which I'm a turn away from really being able to get massive value from. I do ink the Fox there. I could have played it to bounce the Rabbit, but I need to play the Be Prepared this turn. But yeah, I'm able to do so, but I've only got 3 cards in my hand I think they had 6 at the start of their turn. They throw down Beast, ink a Smash. I am able to answer this Beast immediately, thankfully, and pass over to them. So I'm like, okay, can we stay in this? They throw down Hercules and Tinkerbell. We draw Snake. I do ink the Surfer Mini so that I can just immediately throw down this Elsa. We just quest. There's something to be said for challenging the Hercules to stop them from shifting next turn. But this be what I did. I get rid of the Dragon's Fire, even though it's really good, because I want to bounce the Elsa back to my hand, even though I can't bounce and play it in the same turn, but I still feel like that's the better play. I choose to quest with Tremaine as well. I'm just trying to race them at this point. We do bounce this so I can get some additional draw. I don't want to be keeping just 1 card in my hand because it's so easy for them to just be able to get rid of it. They throw down Tink, follow up with a Grab Your Swords, which takes up my Snake. My Yzma does survive. They follow up with Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo on the Tinkerbell and throw it down again to get that extra ping, which does take Yzma off the board. So this is a time I would have loved to have Be Prepared. Would have absolutely loved to have Be Prepared, but we miss. Throw down Elsa to just slow them down as much as we possibly can by exerting those Tinkerbells with Deep Freeze. They quest up with everything that they can. I am able to find a Snake, which is nice. Throw down the Elsa to deny them some lore, draw us a card. We ink the Olaf. We want to get us to a nice high ink count, so hopefully I can make some big turns happen. We bounce back the Elsa with the Snake because this is still game as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what they like. They can smash my Madam Mim Snake or Strength of a Raging Fire it. But bouncing this way means that I can play Elsa again next turn. And they do have Strength of a Raging Fire. And we draw an Elsa, another Ursula, which is not what we needed. We freeze these 2 Tinkerbells. We quest up with Ursula, and I'm feeling great here. I'm like, oh my god, I've actually managed to win this. And they top another Strength of a Raging Fire. I was so upset. With the perfect amount of characters on board to just take out my Elsa. And then they surrendered. And I don't know why. Because with their characters on board, they can take out Ursula here. They've got Captain Hook, Jafar Dread. They can even draw a card off of it. So they could have taken out Ursula right here, right now. And she would have taken out none of them in return, except Hook. But they could have taken out Ursula here. I don't know what I was about to draw. Maybe it's Be Prepared. If it's, to be fair, if it, I also have the option to, whatever it is, I can ink Maui and play Friends on the Other Side, and then I'd still have enough for Be Prepared. So if the next 3 cards are Be Prepared, then I still win. But if not, it depends what I get, really, because they would be questing to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. They'd be going to 19. No, but they'd have to challenge into me to take out Ursula. And then next turn they'd be questing to 19. So also me hitting a goat is game. So I do have a lot of outs here. This really should have been my game, and it was. But I don't know why they surrendered, because there's a chance I miss. So nonetheless, we take the dub. There was a chance it could have not been a dub, but we take it, thankfully. I was shocked, to be honest. So we go into game 2 against Bucky. Get rid of all these big pieces that we don't want. We want to see all the draw cards, which we see a little bit of. We do see our 1-drop. No Snake, but we draw into it on the next turn. Get rid of the goat, throw down our 1-drop, pass over to them. They ink their Hook, which tells me they have another one. Oh no, they throw down the Bucky. There you go, they didn't have a 1-drop on turn 1. Must have drawn the Hook after that. We ink our Crab, not necessarily in this matchup. Throw down the Kuzco, because I just want to win the race here. It makes more sense than throwing down the Snake. They are able to follow up with a Prince John on their turn 3. We ink another goat so we can throw down Surfer Mini. Again, I'm just like, let's just race. Let's race. Let's get there first. You're going to empty my hand regardless. They ink Tinkerbell, throw down Flynn Rider, which because of Bucky does force a discard. I choose Tremaine. I still want to keep the Be Prepared because of a potential Lucifer. We ink our Maleficent. We're not gonna be seeing that anytime soon. We throw down the Rabbits, draw a card. Quest up as much as we can to 7. And I'm just let's just hope that I can just come under this deck and just win too quickly. They do throw down Lucifer, so I'm very glad to have kept the Be Prepared. Throw that as a 1, and then they follow up with a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, and my heart broke. My heart absolutely broke. So that takes out my 2 cards. I do have Rabbit and Kuzco on board, who will let me draw. But it's still not a position you love to be in. We ink the Olaf because I want to be at 6 really, because at least the Tremaines are online. So yeah, we ink up. They do challenge in, and I do choose to draw, even though I'm expecting them to discard this card from my hand by doing that or something else. But I figure it's still better to draw on the off chance that they don't have it. Also, it's just technically milling your deck, which sometimes is going to feel bad if you hit a card that you would have preferred to have drawn into. But if there's more cards in your deck that you don't want to draw into than cards that you do, it's still better to take the draw, even if you know it's being discarded. You could make an argument that they getting a draw for Prince John meant I should not have, but I opted to take the draw. We play out as you saw. We throw down our goat. We're just desperately thinking, hey, maybe I can draw Snake and suddenly get a couple of bouncy goats and just win out of nowhere. They extend, they were able to get down the Perfect Gentleman, ink their Dreadnought to take them to 7. We are able to find a Fox, but at this point it's game. They've the law on board, if you count Flynn Rider as questing for 4 when I have no cards in my hand. So they're able to take game 2. Game 3, I've brought you in on my turn 3. They have gone, I went first. I would have done 1 drop. They would have gone Captain Hook. I've gone 1 drop quest, return it with Snake. Pass, they put down Bucky. Going into my turn 3, I ink there. I play the friends on the other side because I value the draw. Pass over to them, and they follow it with a second Bucky. And this just it destroys me. They ink Strength of a Raging Fire, pass over to us. We ink an Olaf, throw down Merlin Rabbit to draw. And bear in mind, I've been able to draw pretty well these games. Not as well in game 2, but I've still nearly always had my hand depleted. But yeah, they throw down their Dreadnought, and because of 2 Buckies, I have to discard 2 cards from my hand. So that really hurts. We draw, we find another Rabbit, which is nice. Play it to draw a card. We quest up with everything. I do ink here. I want to get to 6 as well so that I can get Yzma online, so I can get a big card draw off. That's what I did in game 1. We do quest, so they do challenge our Snake with Hook, but at least they get it off the board. They ink their Hercules, throwing down a Tragic Hero Beast, which again is making me discard 2 more cards. Just soul destroying, absolutely soul destroying. But it's not over yet. We quest up with our rabbits, throw down the Snake to return a rabbit to draw another card. We do ink the Maui, throw down a rabbit to draw 3 cards, but that was a mistake turn, I believe, because I'm pretty sure they're able to, yeah, they throw down this Donald, which makes me discard another 2 cards, and then I'm pretty sure they play Sudden Chill here. Yeah, so I inked Maui on that previous turn. I didn't need to. I should have stayed at 5 ink. 4 cards in my hand. That would at least have allowed me to have control over the 1 card I left in my hand. Yes, it wouldn't have had Yzma online this turn, but I should have, I knew all it was going to take was with me only having 3 cards in my hand, I knew what it was going to take was a Floodborn and a Sudden Chill, and yeah, I do pay for it. So yeah, it takes the Yzma out of our hand. They've got a full board. We are able to find a goat, which is cool, but not what we want to see right now. I don't quest because I want them to start questing first, really. And again, they're going to be drawing off of Jafar. I do opt to draw again off of the Perfect Gentleman, and they do take it out of my hand by having a Flynn Rider to put down. They didn't have the Prince John this turn, so they've not, well, this game, so they've not been drawing off of it. We do find the Tremaine, which is it's nice to be at 6 when you top into that, especially being uninkable. We quest up with everything, and I'm like, okay, can I still get there? Can I still just get there before you? Because at this point, surely you have got to start this war. I draw again off of the Donald, and this time I am kind of punished for it, but I wasn't in the long run, because then they follow up with Lucifer, and I'm able to discard that, because they let me draw another card. Drawing into Elsa, because they got rid of my Kuzco. Obviously, they did that to like, okay, let's put 2 cards in their hand and then make them both discard them both with Lucifer. But because I had to be prepared, I'm able to discard just that. So they do initiate the questing / challenging race. So I am able to deal with both of these Buckies. So immediately I'm like, okay, it's a start, and I'm able to get this beast off the field, because now they are like they can't just play a Floodborn. At the very least, it has to be Lucifer or Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo for the Lucifer, or their hard discard stuff like Hypnotize, etc. I lull this over for ages about what I want to do here, because I can go down to, I can play the mini to put more pressure on the board, which technically gives me game in 2 turns. 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. No, it doesn't. It doesn't even give me game in 2 turns, unless I can add to it next turn. But again, then I've only got 1 card left in my hand, and I really want to be able to play this Elsa. I feel like it's my key to victory. So I lull this over for ages, about inking it as well. Like, whether do I play it? Do I ink it? Like, this is probably my longest turn of the entire tournament, trying to decide what I wanted to do there. But I opt just to pass, which does obviously mean that Elsa can never be online next turn, but I also had it in my head that I was about to draw off of Donald, and having more cards in my hand means that Flynn is questing for less. So there were other good reasons to hold the hands. We draw Maui, we challenge into the cat with our rabbit, who lets us draw another card. I'm like, okay, can we still get this? We're able to throw down a Maui, take out the Donald. At the moment, Flynn is questing for nothing, but I do want to get to 8, so I do quest to have him at least be questing for something. They throw down another Tinkerbell, which does take away our snake. They quest up, and like, I'm begging for be prepared. I'm absolutely begging for it, but we find the fox instead. We do ink the mini stylish surfer, so I can, because I've got to stop them going for game. We challenge into Tinkerbell, get that off the board, throw down the Elsa, and I'm like, okay, there's still a chance. There's still potentially a chance, especially if I can loop this Elsa for a little while. They throw down a beast tragic hero. Yeah, we go for the challenge, and then the return to take this Tinkerbell out. Because I can't play the Elsa again, I need to stop them having game. As far as I'm concerned, they don't have game, but they hypnotize me down to 2 cards. And that puts Beast, and then they're able to put I knew there was a line to game that they had by double discarding, but I had to take the risk. So, heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. Would have loved to have seen a Be Prepared. To be fair, I drew Be Prepared at a point where it did help. I was able to discard it off of Lucifer. But yeah, was able to bring it back a little, but just was not enough, unfortunately. And just all those double discards. So yeah, I got buckied. Alright, going into match 5, I'm up against Francis Cormier, which I still don't know if I'm saying right. I apologise, Francis, if I'm butchering it. But this was the player that won the overall tournament. So, let's take a look at how I did. Went first, game 1, which is always a good start. We throw away these pieces. I like having the combination of mini and crab. I do keep the friends. You could say I didn't mulligan aggressively enough there because I didn't have a 1-drop, but we do find it. We ink the Yzma. And yeah, I've got a nice curve here. They also follow up with a nice curve. Well, we haven't seen the whole curve, but they have their 1-drop at least, inking a mini to throw down an Olaf. I ink a fox because I value the crab too much, and we bounce back the Olaf with the snake after questing. They quest up with the Olaf, ink their Merlin goats, and snap. They do the Spider-Man meme with me. We draw into Ursula. We throw away the Olaf, throw down our mini. Let's just start racing. Let's see if you have answers to evasive. Let's see if you were smarter than me. They ink their Olaf. They do choose to trade into Snake. Throw down the Maleficent for some additional draw. Pass over to us. Would have been really nice to have seen a rabbit by now, but alas, we miss. So we opt for friends on the other side instead. We ink that Olaf, quest up to 4, and pass. They're able to sing friends on the other side with Maleficent, ink their snake, and throw down their own rabbit. So they're able to get their draw tempo going before me. We find a fox. We ink the crab. Even if you do have mini, like you're going into turn 5, I should be able to deal with it with other things. So we get rid of that. They're able to sing once again friends on the other side onto their rabbit. Throw down their stylish surfer mini, so they do put it down. We do draw in to be prepared. Ink the fox. There's weird cuts sometimes, but obviously that's where I'm just hyper clipping it. We do choose to challenge in. bounce back the goat for some additional lore and some additional draw with Yzma. And again, she's a threat on the board that she needs to be responded to. And I'm closer to, I'm at 10 to your 2. They are running the Teeth and Ambition, so they do have an answer. They're able to put the chip damage on their rabbit and challenge into my mini with theirs, taking ours out. They do bouncy things. Ink Maleficent, throw down a second Stylish Surfer mini and pass over to moi. I just go with the Tremaine here. I don't want to commit too much, but I want to slow them down a little bit. I want to force them to play the Be Prepared, really, because I'm much closer to game. We ink ourselves up to 7 and pass. They challenge in. Quest up with mini. Ink their Snake, taking them to 7. And throw down their Ursula to deny some lore and get a card draw off. We do the Spider-Man meme right back to them, playing our own Ursula, denying them some lore, drawing us a card, and I just quest a 13 here. At this point, I'm technically a turn from game because I have Goat and Snake in my hand. So if they don't answer this board, then I win. They do sing Be Prepared with Ursula, throw down a rabbit to draw, ink the Snake, so they throw down another rabbit. So lots of draw tempo they've been able to get. But that should happen regularly in Ruby Amethyst, is the way it's built. We do just to start our goat loop here, because I think I'm so close to game, I'm pretty sure I can just race them here without respecting the board too much. Which I don't think I played perfectly this game, by any stretch of the imagination. We do challenge here, get rid of that, just slow them down a little bit. Throw down our rabbit to get some more card draw. Yeah, so I've put this X here, not so much because of a mistake. I choose not to ink here, because my only options for ink are Maui and Goat. And this Goat can get this close to game. This Goat can just win me the game in a couple of turns, especially if I'm able to draw more bounce-related things. I also don't want to get rid of the Maui because it's a way that I can deal with this Ursula without having to be prepared. I've also got Tremaines, but there's no guarantee I'll hit the Ursula. I don't know how much they're going to extend here. So I opt to not ink, which I'm perfectly fine with. It means that I don't have a Maleficent open to me next turn, but that's fine. I prefer to hold these resources, so I do lose a tempo turn in ink. But I thought I put that X there to remind myself. They ink Maui. I could have played that very differently, but I went down this line of play. They do extend. They quest up and extend. So I am a little bit rewarded. I am able to get a big Be Prepared off. Obviously, they've got a Cusco, so that's going to let them draw a card, but we draw a card for our rabbit. I could have inked something else to play the Olaf, but I value all the inkables in my hand too much. My Fox and my Goat is the combo that could potentially get me game. I still think Maui's important. They do choose to extend here with some low-cost characters and some more draw, doing all the draw that you could possibly do, as Ruby Amethyst wants to do. We do draw friends on the other side. I just throw down the Tremaine, leaving them with only 1 lore on board. We do ink the Maui eventually, finally. Seeing friends on the other side to give me some more options. I know I'm leaving myself open to a Tremaine here, but I'm hoping I can draw into a Be Prepared, and just more removal in general. They throw down a Maleficent. I am able to draw into Be Prepared, and we don't go down that line yet. I don't feel the need to. I'd rather them extend a little bit more, and again, I'm able to put on pressure here. They've only got 2 lore on board, and with Maui and Goat, Maui can deal with things, and Goat is always dangerous. They do Be Prepared. They do respect my board. They throw down a couple of rabbit. It feels like they've always been able to respond with double rabbit after Be Prepared. Throw down a mini on top. We are able to Goat here to 17. Bring it back to my hand to 18. We throw down this Olaf and pass. So I'm basically saying you need to take out both. You need to clear the board, otherwise I quit. You can't just take out one because I have Goat in my hand. So I put the pressure on them, which they do. They do bite. They throw down the Be Prepared. They get off a lot of draw. I don't think I played the best the last couple of turns, to be honest. I think this was my game, and I really started to let it go here in my just race to try and get there. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure. There's a good chance. I wasn't happiest with my moves the last few. I felt like I was letting it slip through my fingers. But nonetheless, I have game here. If I draw any inkable here, I have game. Because I can just I can ink to 11, play goat, and be prepared. Thankfully, we're able to hit a snake, which does the same job, so I'm able to play the goat, go up to 19, and play it down. So I lost if I didn't draw an inkable there, but we've seen a couple of my be prepared, we've seen a couple of my Tremaines and my Ursulas. We've gone through a lot of my uninkables, so I think I had good odds there to at least hit an inkable, and we are thankfully able to take game one. Again, I feel like I very nearly let it slip through my fingers, and I don't know if my last couple of turns were the best lines, but we are able to take it. So going into game two, they're going second. We get rid of these bigger pieces that we don't want to see, keeping my one drop, keeping my mini, and I do keep my friends for the additional draw. So they ink Maui, and they miss their one drop. So immediately I was like, okay, that's a good start for me. Just to slow you down a bit, but I don't know if they're going to go Kuzco turn 2. They ink and they ink Maleficent, and they have nothing to play. So I was like, okay, this is a really nice start for me. Really, really nice start for me. Can't deny it at all. I'm able to get my perfect curve off. They are able to throw down a Stylish Surfer mini. So I ink my classy mini and I respond in kind. I still don't have a crab, but I've got rabbit and I've got friends on the other side. So I'm hoping I'm not too far from finding a crab. They ink Maleficent, throw down a rabbit, draw themselves a card. Quest up to 2 with Stylish Surfer. I do find the rabbit. This was really nice top. Absolutely no denying at all. Again, it's not like I was in a dire position. I don't feel like this was a game-changing top because, again, I've still got friends on the other side here. I've got Rabbit. I might not have been able to find it this turn. I could have taken the gamble and singing friends on the other side with Mini, and then I'd have still had the... But then I wouldn't have been... If I would have had enough to play the crab, but Mini's exerted then, so she can't challenge. So... it was a nice top to be able to deal with it this turn, no denying at all. So I do throw down that crab, power up my mini, take out theirs. We quest up with Snake because I'm perfectly safe to, and we pass. I don't ink. Once again, I miss an ink turn because my only option is friends on the other side, and it really hurt. Like, it wasn't an easy decision, but I really want to play this friends on the other side next turn. I think I'm in a good position. If I could, and like our hand is basically the same amount. They have one more card than me from their starting of this turn. So I'm pretty confident that if I can sing the friends on the other side with Merlin plus put down Rabbit, give me a nice 3-card draw, then I'm in a really strong position, and it won't matter that I'm an ink turn behind. So it is a risk. But I do choose to not ink, and I keep the friends on the other side. They sing friends on the other side with the rabbit. They throw down Maleficent, ink a goat, and throw down a mini. They're just trying to equal me in board pressure and make sure they don't fall too behind in the lore race. We do cast sing friends on the other side. We ink up, challenge into the rabbit. That's letting them draw a card, but I don't want you questing as vigorous as me. I want to get there first. So we throw down the rabbit, draw ourselves a card. Ink up with Mini, and I'm feeling pretty good about my board state. They're able to sing friends on the other side with Maleficent. They challenge into our Snake with their Mini, which does trade. They throw down a Tremaine, and I throw away the rabbit. I could have also thrown away the crab here, to be fair. But again, there's still a potential I can use it to boost if I'm able to remove it. If they throw down another Stylish Surfer mini of their own, then I can potentially still get more use out of it. I opt in the end just to sing anyway, which does mean leave them vulnerable to a Tremaine challenge, but that's the line I went with. So I've got a nice big hand. The board state is pretty even, but they are able to throw down Ursula, and this is where it felt so good having Dragon's Fire. Felt so good to have it. We challenge into Maleficent, take that off the board. I'm pretty sure I sing friends on the other side here. Just all the draw. I'm not going to lie, I was feeling really good by this point. We throw away a second crab. I've got removal at this point. I'm not as worried about the opposing Stylish Surfer minis. They challenge into crab. A little note here. I boost my rabbit because I've seen people get this wrong. Please remember that the crab coming in and leaving the playability gives the character Challenger 3. They have to be challenging. I've done this before, not in this tournament, but I've done this before. And then a character of theirs that would have definitely challenged into my character that I've just boosted didn't. And I thought to myself, you think that that's just plus its strength. doesn't work that way. Even if there's only one viewer that didn't know that, there you go, information. But always bear in mind that your opponent might make that mistake. So we boost our rabbit, because that's the only thing that can be challenged into by a potential rush character to come down. So I was like, okay, but like, again, I'm not trying to show any disrespect to Francis. It's just a small thing that in some games might make a difference. Maybe I'll fall for it in the future. But yeah, they do bring out a rush character. Obviously, they don't fall for it. Francis ain't falling for that. They challenge into our rabbit to take them out, extend a little bit themselves. We draw. We ink the goat. Is it now? I throw down Ursula here. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think holding my Be Prepared is still good here. Rather force them to use it, because I've got pressure on the board here. So make them play their Be Prepared. They throw down rabbit. Draw themselves a card. So they've got a nice big hand, but I'm still feeling pretty good about the game at this point. They play Teeth and Ambitions, which does get rid of our Stylish Surfer Mini. And then they play Tremaine and shift it. Not sure if that was intentional. Not sure if that was a misclick. Maybe it was completely intentional. I'm not sure why you would. But nonetheless, they do it. Take out our Ursula. They sing Friends on the other side with that Tremaine. Quest with Fox, and this I think this is a perfectly fine Be Prepared. Actually, no, I don't at all. My play here absolutely should have been to ink Kuzco up to 8, play the Elsa to freeze Lady Tremaine and Fox. It's perfectly fine to let them quest up to 7, and either they play another Tremaine or a Maleficent, or extend in another way to get rid of my Elsa, in which case I get far more value off of a Be Prepared on the following turn. And if they don't deal with my Elsa, then I can ink up to 9, meaning I can play Snake to return the Elsa to my hand and then still Be Prepared if I want to. Yeah, there were so many better lines. Or I could have even just played the Kuzco, bounced it back to play Fox, and started and removed the Tremaine that way. Yeah, this was a bad Be Prepared. There's not tons of lore on board, but I'm holding 3. The only bad thing is it's the only thing I can do this turn. Obviously, it's also letting them draw cards, but it is also stopping them bouncing that rabbit to their hand and just getting rid of it. So we do just go for the Be Prepared here. They are able to follow up with 1 rabbit, a Kuzco, and a Stylish Surfer Mini. And this is where I think I threw the game. Spoilers. We ink Yzma. And I didn't do this quick. This is hyper clipped. I choose to Be Prepared again, and I don't know what I was thinking. I think I just panicked, to be honest, because I was like, I did know that they would draw cards for the rabbit and the Kuzco to take them up to a 7-card hand, but yeah, this was just pure panic, because this is never the play. At the very least, I should have gone Elsa here to slow them down, but I didn't even need to do that. Realistically, this should have been Goat, followed by Snake, possibly followed by Fox, maybe for the Be Prepared next turn if they extended, or even just Tremaine and then Fox the Tremaine back to my hand. Yeah, this was a terrible, terrible decision. And I have no excuses for it. I think I just panicked. Yeah, I think the pressure just got to me in this moment. I saw I had another one in my hand, but it still was not the play. And this is where I think I threw the game. We pass over. They draw obviously off of the rabbit and the Kuzco. Throw down a goat. Throw down a snake. I've still got a big hand, and I'm closer to game than them, so this is a perfect turn for them to just start bouncing momentum. And again, I think from this point I just started playing badly because I just matched them, and I don't even know if that was the right call. I don't think that was the right call. I don't think I got anywhere near enough longevity out of my hand there. I think I can remember not long after playing Be Prepared thinking that was silly. And yeah, I think the pressure got to me in this moment. Not trying to make excuses, but I would also repeat, I dropped after round 6 because I would have loved the extra content, but I was so tired. I was annoyed at the Bucky loss, and then to win game 1 and feel like it was slipping away from me. I was already like annoyed at myself, and then I'd made that be prepared play, and I was like, that was just absolutely atrocious, Baker. What are you thinking? And I can see the game running away here as they do all this, and they're able to return the Ursula back to their hand. And from here, I think I just play really badly. My idea in my head is just, okay, let's just bounce as much as we can, get as close to game as possible, wait for the turn where you overextend, and I've got another be prepared, which hopefully is enough. But yeah, from this point, I think I half gave up, even though I was a game up. But yeah, they throw down their Ursula to continue to deny law, draw some extra cards, extend big. We do throw down Elsa here. Again, I just want to like make them be the one to be prepared because I'm still close to game, and Elsa's quest's big. The only reason I didn't quest with Olaf here is because I didn't want to give it up for free, because it's the only thing that could be challenged without being taken out in return. But I probably could have still quested there. But they throw down Maleficent, so it wasn't terrible my play the last couple of turns. Like, again, I do make them extend this much to give me even more value off of my be prepared. I think that's why I was annoyed at myself, because I feel like I'm normally pretty good like judging when a be prepared should be played to get maximum value, and when you should be letting them like just quest a little higher just to like to bait out more. I think normally I make that call pretty well, and just that was such a bad be prepared on my half, the previous one. So yeah, we're no choice but to play it there, which we do get good value from, but I've not got a lot going on, and it's 14 all. It's like they can spike out of nowhere. They've got another Ursula they can play, deny law, draw some cards, and they're able to throw down Stylish Surfer Mini and an always classy version. I'm able to throw down Tremaine, which does take away their always classy, but so good overextension from them. Otherwise, I might have still been able to pull out ahead. Throw down the Goat, get ourselves to 14. We ink the Mim. Why did I do that instead of throwing down Snake? Was that just a more of a misclick? I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I think that's probably just ties into what I was saying before. I was just up in my head at this point and overthinking things. Yeah, that definitely should have been ink the Mini and play the Snake. Not a perfect player, guys. But yeah, that's the move we've made. Is it 2, 3, 4? Oh, I think it's because this way does give me game next turn if they're not able to interrupt my board. Because I quest for 1, 2, 3. I quest to 18, and then I'm able to play Goat Snake. But I think I probably still could have done that if I'd have inked the Mini and played the Snake. Because then I would have been at 15 with Snake and Tremaine on the board. 16, 17, 18 from questing with them. Double Goat. Yeah, so it was still a misplay. But it didn't matter. It was a misplay, it didn't matter, but I'm still hard on myself for it. But yeah, they're able to zoom ahead and throw down Goat and take game 2. I really feel like I let that game go with that be prepared, the one I kicked up a fuss about. I feel like that was my game to lose. I had so much advantage. And yeah, like me, and they played it perfectly. Like they extended the perfect amounts, like I think they played it perfectly. Especially with like holding that, like playing rabbits and then holding them in their hand so that after a be prepared they can extend with them and just keep their hand control, even though I had it, but so that they could catch up with me. So yeah, I was upset at that one. But we go into game 3. We will show it. Get rid of these bigger pieces. This video is going to be way too long. We ink the Olaf, throw down Mini. They ink the Snake, throw down a Mini. So they're able to get the start of their... You always want to see your 1-drops on turn 1. The way Ruby Amethyst wants to play. We're able to get our perfect curve, get down the Snake after questing with Mini. Pretty sure they do the same. So yeah, no excuses from either player. We both got good starts. And this time I do have rabbits in my hand. We ink the Mini, quest up with... This was a mistake. I don't know if it was a mistake. I could have bounced this to put the fox down. Kept it safe. But I wanted to hold the fox... It was stupid. Yeah, it was a silly move. Yeah, this game, it all went wrong. It all went wrong, and I made some very bad decisions, and I call myself out on them, as I think is important to do to become a better player. So yeah, that was definitely a bad move from me. But yeah, they go Maleficent, they go Rabbit. We're able to get down our Rabbit on our turn 5. Quest up. So it's pretty even board states at this point. Not a whole lot to shout about. They're able to throw down their Maui to take away some of our board. Does let us draw, but now they have more bodies. We do find a Be Prepared. They quest up. We draw a Maleficent, which we throw down straight away. Ink that mini, always classy. And I've got nothing else I can put down, so we just quest up. They throw down a Rabbit. I'm not feeling terrible at this point. I don't like the... This is probably one time where I'm not a fan of the double Dragon's Fire in my hand, but I'm close to 8. I've got most of my things are online, but obviously the board control has just gone completely gotten away from me. I quest up with Maleficent, throw down the Fox, and throw down Maleficent again so I can draw again. Again, if I can get a better value, Be Prepared, then great. Challenge into their Maleficent with my Fox. We ink the Goat. I need to get to that 8 mark. I need to slow them down as much as I can. They trade their Maui with my Fox. Quest up with 2 of their Rabbits. Throw down a Stylish Surfer Mini. Throw down a Kuzco. I quest up here. I do stand by this Be Prepared, because again, they are drawing 3 cards, but it's going to take me a while to deal with that board, and I think they would have just got too far ahead of me in the lore race. So it's not the best Be Prepared here, but I can't deal with much of this board. I could go Dragon's Fire on the Stylish Surfer Mini, and then I wouldn't be able to play... How do I ink this turn? Have I inked yet? Yeah, I had inked. No, I hadn't inked. Yeah, I just don't think that was a great play. I could have played that. I could have gone Dragon's Fire into the mini, and I could have gone... Yeah, I just don't think it was a great play. I could have gone Dragon's Fire on the mini, and then I still could have inked something. I could have quested with... Yeah, I could have inked the Snake, put down the Fox. Yeah, this was another bad Be Prepared on my behalf. And well baited from them, like with the double Rabbit and the Kuzco to get themselves up to 7. Yeah, I'm more annoyed at the previous one from the previous game. That one wasn't as bad, but it still wasn't great. But yeah, they're able to extend again a little bit. We do Dragon's Fire the mini this turn. Throw away our Kuzco, ink that up. I could have also played it, but I want this Snake, and I want my bounce cards. I know to win, I need to loop some Tremaines and loop some Elsas. They throw down an Ursula, ink up. We throw down our Elsa here. We do draw another Be Prepared, which is nice to hit. They throw down Maleficent. Draw a card. Ink their Teeth and Ambitions. Pass over to us. Not much they can do while they're force exerted. I quest with Elsa. Put down the Fox. I could have also double challenged into Ursula. Oh, I'm holding the Dragon's Fire. That's why I didn't. Yeah. So I was quite happy with that turn. I was able to bring it back nicely. Again, the Dragon's Fires mostly always felt really nice to have. But they're able to follow it with another Ursula. Multiple Ursulas, really, really strong. They're able to extend even more. Again, just protecting themselves against the Tremaines. We ink our Olaf. And I do throw down the Elsa here. Again, let's just keep slowing them down. Force them maybe to be the one to play the removal cards. And hope that maybe I can get out in front quicker than them. They do trade their Maleficent into my Fox. Throw down another Ursula. Throw down an Olaf. And pass. We quest up. Throw down the second Olaf from them. Stops them from me challenging into Olaf with Elsa and then just playing a Tremaine to get rid of one of their Elsas. So we play it out this way. Let's just slow them down as much as possible. Quest as high as I can. Hope that you extend so I get more value off my Be Prepared. Which is played into. They're kind of forced to, though. They need to get that Elsa out of here. They quest up with what they can. And then we are able to get a much more value off of this Be Prepared and pass over to them. They friends on the other side. They throw down Stylish Surfer Mini. Okay. So I give them the greetings here because time's just run out. There's a clock that, like, if you have never played in these tournaments, the website, you go into it, you have a a room that connects you with your opponent, and there's a chat box there, and there's also a timer which everyone's going by. At this point, it hit 0 on their turn. So this is why I threw the greetings, to get their attention, to hope that, and they soon responded in the other chat. But yeah, this is now technically turn 0 that they're on here, and they confirmed it in chat with me. So they throw down a goat, pass over to me, so now I'm turn 1. That was them greetings me, just confirmed we're all good. Yeah, because I think there was a pause there. Yeah, I think they didn't actually respond to me until after they passed, but I'd already said, you time ran out on your turn, you were turn 0, and they were like, yep, no problem. So they returned it there. So yeah, now I'm technically turn 1. So I throw down Tremaine, which obviously is just going to get rid of this goat. Takes them up to 12, we pass. Nothing else I can do here. I could have, I'm not sure if I inked, but regardless. They throw down a Tremaine of their own to get rid of mine. After questing with Stylish Surfer Mini, they throw down a goat to take them to 15. Ink the Maui, pass over to me. I'm now turn 3. I just respond with a Be Prepared. Takes out the board. Takes them up to 16. Seeing friends on the other side. So I've got double Tremaine, Maui, Rabbit, and friends on the other side. Pass over to them. They're turn 4. They throw down a goat. I'm waiting for like the double snake, etc. But they play Be Prepared, which takes them up to 18. And they pass over to me. That's all they do with their turn. So the fact that they did that, played the Be Prepared with the goat, tells me they don't have another goat in their hand, otherwise they would have played that instead. They don't have a fox or a snake, otherwise they would have played it straight away to get higher in lore. I don't know what's in their hand, but we can be pretty sure it's not that. Eventually it passes over to me, turn 5, and I can't win this turn, they can't win. However, I choose to surrender. I think they only played the Be Prepared there on their goat, because it was a this is clear draw. No one can win from here. But if this game had continued, I don't know what else is in their hand, but they would have kept the goat on the field. Maybe they've got another character they can use to put down to extend more. They've already done that a lot this game, but maybe they do. So if they do, my Tremaine is not necessarily taking out the goat. But even if it does, it takes them up to 19. And then they need to hit either another goat for game, or they need a character to stick for 1 turn. There is a chance that, again, if this game had gone on, that if they don't hit goat in the next couple of turns, and they are only able to find a character a turn, then there's a chance that I can chain Tremaines. I have Rabbit and friends here to find myself an Ursula, and another Elsa. So there are, in a world where the clock wasn't the issue, there is a world where I think I win, but I think far more often than not, they had this game, especially if they hadn't played the Be Prepared on the goat there. I'm pretty sure that was, without doing that, you wouldn't do that. They wouldn't have done that in a real game. And had they not done that, I'm not certain that I would have got there first. So I opted to surrender and give them the game. And there's footage of me conceding there, and they did indeed go on to become the overall champion. So I was pretty happy with that. There was one more game that I played, but I'm at the hour-and-a-half mark on my Streamlabs. I can probably cut that down to an hour and 10, hour and 15, but I cannot go any longer than that. But yeah, those were my games with Ruby Amethyst. I'm not going to say a whole lot more because this has already been a long video. I'll respond to comments down below. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed getting to see these games. I feel like they were pretty varied, and I think that was a pretty strong mirror match. Again, I made a couple of plays that I really hate that I made, but overall I think I mostly played well. Against the Bucky deck, I think I played as well as I possibly could have, and it just wasn't enough. Still got me game 1, but yeah, the first 3 rounds were against different decks, so hopefully you found something in this to entertain you. Once again, I try not to make a habit out of this because I know it can be annoying, but please hit the like button for me. The video is too long. If you want me to keep doing these style of videos, then please interact with it, make it all worth it. But that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe for all things Lorcana, hit the like button to show your support, and we'll see you soon.